Hello students of Steve Decatur Middle School. I'm Mr. Hill. I'll be assisting you somewhat as you make your way through this Think Through Math program this summer. A couple quick things to draw your attention to. First of all is the website, Think Through Math. And then secondly, you're going to click here to log in. That'll take you to your sign-in page. This is the sign-in page. A couple of very quick things here. First of all, it is going to be the same for both of these. So for your username and for your password, the username and the password are exactly the same. We did that for simplicity's sake. And the other thing to point out is that it is case sensitive. I know that in the sheet that you got, it had the letters for our school. Make sure that you make those capital letters for both of them. If not, it won't work. So now this is what your homepage will eventually look like, but when you start off, instead of having all this information here, all of this that you see will not be here. You will have something that basically asks you to take a pre-assessment. So you're going to want to take the pre-assessment. This is not it itself. This is actually the start of the place value lesson. To take the pre-assessment that it asks you to take is the only thing that you have to take without stopping. Everything else you can stop in the middle, but for that one, I think it's roughly about 15 minutes. That you're going to want to give to that. It could be a little more, a little less, depending upon how quick you are with it. But you want to make sure you're as accurate as you can be and do as well as you can. But then after you take that, this will be your home page that you will see. It's got everything from your little coach who you can change. You see even there where it says change coach. It will also tell you the lesson that you're working on, the current lesson you're working on, where you are within the lesson, your target for percentage, etc., etc. You can see all that information, figure that out. But this is what you really, every time you can just click start and it takes you to where you are in the lesson, the next step. Every time you start a lesson, it's going to give you this option to start by taking a pre-quiz. Now, I'm going to highly, highly, highly recommend that you do this every time because you can quiz out of sections. So if you take your time and you get all the questions correct, usually it's 7, you don't have to do the decimals to thousandths lesson because you understand it. So whenever you start into any lessons, take the pre-quiz, see if you can test out. It also gives you an idea for what they're talking about. If you don't get them all right, then it'll send you here to where it'll start the lesson. You'll go through the warm-up, the guided learning, the practice, and then the post-quiz that will allow you to understand the information that is in that particular lesson. Now here's an example where I purposefully messed up and got something that wasn't exactly correct. Now the really cool thing is that it will automatically pop up in this big box right here. You're going to see some description, kind of like a little video describing what it is that's going on and what it is that you should expect to see and what you should be doing and so forth. If that doesn't work for you, if that still doesn't make sense, the other thing that you can do is you can get more math help. And all that do is it'll play another video, give you a different explanation to try and help you understand it. Of course, you can come back and replay it. When you're ready, then try again. But if you're still not sure, there's a couple different times you can hit math help. There is another option though. That other option would be that you click on your guy down here. My guy's the ninjutsu fella. But you click on this person who's down at the bottom, and it brings up this box. Now, as you see this box, it asks you if you want to work with a teacher. Now, the hours for this are posted on the Think Through Math website. They're not available 24/7, but they do have a certified math teacher that if you click on your person down here at the bottom, pops up this box. If it's an accent, of course, just hit skip. But if you want to speak to a teacher, you want some help from a teacher online, you click here. It turns into a chat forum, so you're not speaking person to person. You would type, and then the person would either speak back to you over the speaker or they would type back to you. Now, all of this is recorded, both for your safety and for the safety of the people that are doing this. So make sure that you are being both of these two things here. Make sure that you use appropriate language. Don't use text typing like you would do in a text message. But make sure that you are using proper school appropriate language with this person, especially since it's being recorded. And then also make sure that you're being patient, both in regard to helping them understand what your confusion point is, and then also in listening to what it is that they're trying to tell you, that you are being patient and giving them an opportunity to explain. If you're still having trouble after talking to this teacher, they will ask you if you want to go to the concept zone. Now the concept zone is where it's going to go a little bit deeper with another teacher and really digging down into what the concept is that you're having trouble with, so that way you can understand this component of the lesson. Now this page is the one that you really want to see. If you notice here, of course, this is showing that the lesson is completed, giving us congratulations, printing certificates, all that kind of stuff if you really want to. But this indicates that you have completed the lesson. And then, of course, you can just click on to go to your next lesson. If you really want to print it out for yourself, you can. But this right here is what you want to see for these different lessons. A couple quick things to share about this. First of all, the goal of doing this Think Through Math program is to prepare students for the accelerated 8th grade Algebra 1. So if the whole goal is to make sure that you are prepared to take the course in the fall, it does you no good whatsoever for your parent or your brother or your cousin or anybody else to do the steps, to do the lessons and do the work to suggest that you are ready for this class. If the goal is to prepare you, then you, the student, need to be the one that's going through the lessons. Not to say somebody can't give you some assistance or answer some questions at home as well as online, but the goal is to prepare you for it. Another quick thing to talk about are just some of the logistics of getting this done. First of all, and I'm kind of excited about this part, to be honest with you, I've done some online learning myself. And really, this is kind of nice because with this being an online forum, you can do things at your own pace when you're available. I know many of you throughout the summer are going on trips and vacations and camps. So whenever you have the chance, it could be that even some weeks that you just decide, I'm going to do 5 lessons a day or 3 lessons a day or whatever the case is to make sure that you get it done in the amount of time that's necessary this summer that you have available overall, that you get it done when you can. Second of all, we are going to offer some face-to-face help. If you are one of these people who just the online thing is not working for you, on Wednesdays and Thursdays in July, I will be available here at Stephen Decatur Middle School from 9 to 11 a.m. This is not, I repeat, not mandatory. However, if you really need that face-to-face contact and just the online learning, you're struggling with some components, or you need a person to sit down and discuss some issues with you about getting through the program, by all means, please come by here at the school, 9 to 11 a.m. on Wednesdays and Thursdays in July. Once again, it's not mandatory, but that'll be a great chance to sit down and do it. And last but not least, feel free if you need to contact me. Feel free to try here at the school. However, throughout the summer, if you wish, you may email me here at tlhill@mail.worcester.k12.md.us. That's one way to get in touch with me. I do check my school email usually at least once a day, if not multiple times a day, just as I'm doing summer work. So if you have a question or you want to try and set up something with regard to the face-to-face, then be sure to use my email there. I know that it is a lot. There are actually 42 different lessons. The first 42 lessons are the ones that you need to focus on in the Think Through Math. If at any point in time you have any questions, then by all means, contact me either here at school or through my email. Good luck and have a good summer.